enjoy?
The fire tracks were good, but any off-track excursions were into deep sand, more suited to a quad bike. So instead we took the paddleboard onto the Rio Tejo and had to paddle upstream.
We're going to go, what, that middle island?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We seem to have run aground.
Nearly.
The village square at Sobral was the scene of one of the most decisive battles during the Third French invasion. Built in 1520 on the site of an ancient chapel, the beautiful tiled interior and Manueline entrance porch are well worth a visit. We saw a map at the air showing a cross-country track to the church and had great fun following this unused path across fields, streams and valleys. Better not be shot on Thursdays. Bugger. 2 of our search for Church of San Cristobal. We have it on good authority that it's actually open today. So we've set off again from the town centre on our little path through the backs of fields and people's houses. It's about 20 minutes to the church. It's in the next village. Apparently the cleaner is going to stay there and wait for us to arrive. So we're getting a bit of a shifty on. So once we're down into this valley, we go up the other side. And the town is up there. And the church. The cleaner let us in and hung around whilst we looked at the ancient carvings, paintings and tiles. So we found yet another route from the church back to the village. As you can see, this one's just as unused as the last one. I've sent a scout up ahead to blaze the trail and to trip over all the brambles. Alquidal Fortress is located 439 metres above sea level, and this fortress enjoyed a clear view all the way to the mountains, from the Tagus River to the Atlantic. Due to its position, it was chosen as the command post of the Lisbon defences.
Now walking along the military road, built in 1810 to help bring in the supplies for the fort.
This fort was one of 152 that made up the defensive lines of Torres Vedra. In October 1810, Marshal Massena arrived with 61,000 French troops, but the lines held, and together with a most severe winter, very little logistic support, disease and illness, he was forced to retreat back to Spain, losing 21,000 troops on this particular campaign. Large sections of the lines survive today, even though they lay abandoned from the end of the Peninsular War in 1814 to around the year 2001, when some restoration began. The Duke of Wellington stayed outside the fortress, preferring the solitude of a nearby windmill, but within easy ride to the network of defences, linked by roads hidden from the French. A chain of signal stations allowed the transmission of messages from the Tagus River, north of Lisbon, to Pont de Rolle on the Atlantic coast in just 7 minutes. The commanding positions of the defensive cannons made French progress towards Lisbon impossible, and was instrumental in turning the tide against the French force and ending the Peninsular War and eventual rule of Napoleon.